Here we go with part 3 of our little still life project. A couple of things I did after the last video was I brought in a few more darks here on the mug, and I'm going to blend those in right now. The rest of the details in this reflection, they'll keep until the very end. That's the kind of detail that's more left for the end of our little project here. There we go. All right, another thing I did was I checked on the placement of my lemon in relationship to the cup, and what I did is I held up my pencil in a straight vertical line up to the still life, squinted out a little bit with one eye, and I discovered that in my drawing my lemon was not coming in this direction far enough. So I just made my lemon a little bit bigger on this edge. Also what I did is I blocked in some of the shadows that are cast by the folds of the fabric. And one of the things that I find confusing is when I block in all those shadows, I lose track of where all the folds are. So a lot of times I like to depend on another technique for drawing called reduction. And to do that, what I do is I've already done some of it over on this side here where it's been kind of smeared around. Some of the shadows are darker, but then I take my little kneaded eraser here and I start drawing in the highlights. And that gives me an idea where it's easier to draw the highlights because there are fewer of them than there are shadows. So I like to use this technique a lot, especially when I'm drawing folds. So I see one coming this way. Let's see, I need some darks in here. There we go. There's this one here, comes up, there's a little highlight in there, there's one that comes this way, and one that comes down like this, and then there's another one that goes up that way, one comes like this, and there, and this whole thing is much lighter, and then there's another light area that comes that way. Up on the top, there's a highlight like that, and then there's a whole section of highlight here, another one right over here. Now these aren't actually dark enough yet. I'll put some more charcoal there to make it easier to see those, and as I go along, and then I'll be ready to show you more. But when it comes to reduction, here's another example of what you can do. I took some compressed charcoal, some pastel sticks, hard pastel sticks. I just used a, it's a salt grater for that Himalayan sea salt, because it's a very fine-toothed grater, and I just laid this flat, grated the compressed charcoal and the pastels over the top, and then smeared it around. You can also use sandpaper for that technique. And then what you can do is you can, let's draw my mug quickly. Here's a lemon. You can draw with the eraser, or you can draw using the vine charcoal. I very often start with the vine charcoal like that, and just get it in like that, and then you start pulling out all of these highlights just like that. And it's one of my favorite ways of drawing a still life, to start with a middle ground, middle value, and then work up to the lights, and again down to the darks, and it's a lot of fun. So try it out, and Next time I'll show you a more finished drawing here.